Sure. And I don't see Brian yet, so I just resent him the link. Brian Stearns.
I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Oh, great.
Oh, perfect. Okay. We're being recorded. Okay, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining. It is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, 6:31 p.m., and this is a meeting of the Town of Bolton Advisory Committee. So we're starting our detailed review of all of the line items in the budget this week, and we have a number of line items to cover tonight, so I think we can just launch right into it. And first out of the gate for fiscal year 27 is Phyllis Tower, our Animal Control Officer, to review that portion of the budget. And let's see. Phyllis, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. Okay, I will share the budget spreadsheet so everyone can see what we're looking at. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yep.
Phyllis, I know you've been through this many times. So for everyone's benefit, if you could just quickly walk through the various line items in your section of the budget and just kind of briefly describe what they cover and if there are any changes from last year.
Okay, we'll start with there aren't any changes from last year. Purchase of services is for it is a stipend for $50 a month for the phone and iPad in order for me to do my job. So that hasn't changed. And then there's more money in case some of the classes that I have to take in order to keep my credits for each year for animal control. Most of them are free. I've been lucky so far to keep many of them that way, but some of them aren't. And there is also room for there's a membership I believe I'll be getting into this year so that I can go and look at classes anytime instead of just being at a set time.
Mhm.
The second item, supplies. At this time, I have all the supplies I need in order to work with the animals. However, if anything broke that I was using while I was doing something in Bolton, it leaves a fund to get things replaced. And the last one is simple. It's any traveling that's done due to the due to going out to calls or going to do barn inspections and so forth. Any mileage to do with the animals.
Yep. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Does anyone have questions for Phyllis? If not, is there a motion to approve the Animal Control Officer FY27 budget for $21,068?
I move we approve the Animal Control Officer budget for $21,068.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and let's see. Greg.
Greg.
Greg's
Yeah.
here. Greg.
Greg is an aye.
Okay, and I'm an aye as well. All right, well, that was pretty easy. Thank you, Phyllis, and only if all the rest of them would go so smoothly. Great, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay. Next up, Brian Stearns, our veterans agent. Let's see. Are you still seeing the screen?
Yep.
My My Zoom thing says my screen sharing is paused. Okay, now I'm back. All right, 5:43. Okay,
All right.
Brian, you're here? Ah, okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, same thing for you. If you could just briefly talk through the items in your budget.
Sure. Well, we all know wages and moving down to dues. I'm actually removing the dues because I pay dues in other towns that I'm in. So it's not much, but it's $50, and I haven't used the dues in the last few years. So it doesn't make any sense to have them taken out or budgeted. So I think we should just remove that line item completely because, like I say, I do pay dues in other towns, and it's all taken care of. So that's the one. Veterans benefits, we can reduce that by 3%. At least at this time, I don't see a need because we have two Chapter 115 cases at this time. And we're still we would still be under the 32,000. And even if I brought on another one, if there happened to be another one, I think it would still be enough to allow another one to come on if that was the case, just in case we needed a cushion for that. So in the past, we've had 33,000, and the highest we went was FY24 was 34.5, and before that or after that was 23.9. So we're looking at around 32 on average. So I think that's a good number. The next one is meetings. Now I talked to Jen about this. Meetings is kind of a strange thing for me because I don't think we need that on my budget. It is there to cover meetings for the Hometown Heroes banners. So I'm not sure what that covers. I never see any invoices. I never see any bills or anything. So I'm not sure what's being billed or invoiced for that or for those meetings or luncheons or whatever they may be putting that toward. So I'm not sure if that should be under the town manager's budget, but I'm not sure if it should be under mine as well. So I'll leave that up to the discretion of the board. If you wanted to leave it there, that's fine, but I'd like to be more involved in that if that's the case. That's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you. Brian, the $2,000 for meetings, do you know if the veterans breakfast, the annual veterans breakfast comes out of that line?
Well, we had a veterans breakfast for Veterans Day at the senior center recently. And I don't think that was part of that.
Okay.
Because like I did ask Jen, I mean, Jen can certainly add to this if she would please. But I don't believe that is part of that. Again, I don't see any invoices, and that to me is something that I should see in the future if that's going to remain on the veterans line item budgets. If not, then I think it should go through the town manager's budget. So there's
Brian, I
more.
don't know if you're
just-
talking about me or Jennifer Marquis, but I think you had the conversation with Leslie Case, not myself.
Yeah, I didn't have any conversation with Leslie. I had it with, I believe, Jen Marquis.
Yeah, Jen no longer works for the town of Bolton.
Right. But recently you and I talked about this. Right
Yep,
before.
and I asked you to give Leslie Case a call because she's the one that
Right.
organizes the Hometown Town Heroes.
Right, and I hadn't been able to touch base with her at prior to this meeting. But like I said, I'm not sure where the billing goes to. So I can reach out to her and find out and touch back with you. And you can update the board if you'd like, or we can decide later on that and leave it as it is, or we can move forward tonight and move it toward more of the town manager's budget. Whatever you decide, whatever they decide.
Well, Ninotchka, our town accountant, is not here tonight. I'm a little reluctant to shift things around before
Sure.
she's here, but we can always could always make an adjustment later. If it's really an accounting exercise, right? If we want to move this to a different line in the budget. Okay, are there questions for Brian from the advisory committee? Or any concerns with just, approving this $2,000 here, whether we capture it elsewhere later on, we can discuss with Ninotchka.
Leave that as an open item.
Yeah, I mean, I feel awkward approving something that we have no idea what it's for, what it's being used for. There's no invoices.
Yeah, but another option is we just zero it out here, and if we want to add it back in elsewhere, we do that when we go through whatever the other section of the budget is.
Yeah, I don't think there's not any invoice. I just don't see any invoices, so I'm not sure why it's under my budget.
I would wager, I guess, that it's there because it is a service to veterans. So from an accounting point of view, Ninotchka might want to have a category that captures all the benefits that the town of Bolton has for our veterans. That's a guess, though.
Of course, another option is we just defer the vote. And
Well, Brian, if we approve it today and we learn from Ninotchka later that she doesn't know where this is coming from either, can we revote on that line item?
we could absolutely revote. I mean, if we need to.
Yeah,
I mean, it has been there for several years, as you can see. And it
Yep.
was, the actual, payment out in FY 25 was $779, it looks like. But again, I don't know what that payment was for. That's what troubles me. I mean, it should trouble others too, if it troubles me, because I don't know what it was for.
Yeah.
And it's in my budget, so that's what troubles me.
Also C-24 when it was exactly $2,000.
Correct.
right. Well, maybe we just leave this as an open item, a subject to finding out information about meetings.
Okay. All right. So Brian, I appreciate the run through of all the line items here. Maybe we'll just defer this vote entirely until we
Okay.
get a little clarification.
Sounds good.
I don't think you need to come back and talk to us. You've already explained everything in here.
Okay.
So we'll just make this an internal thing we catch up with at some point in the future.
Okay, that sounds good. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions for Brian before he drops off? We're all good. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks, you too. Okay, next up, town clerk. And let's see, I think Kristen is here. So
Yep, I'm here.
great. So first I want to congratulate Kristen Zena is our new town clerk.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Congratulations in being in the role. And this is your first time through the process. So
This is my
welcome.
first time through the process. Yes.
Yes, welcome to the advisory committee budget review.
Thank you.
Yes, it's generally painless.
Good.
Not a big deal. So, all right. What we typically do, I think you've seen from the last
Yep.
few, is just ask you to talk through the
Sure.
various sections. Really just so we have a great following that watches these afterwards so that they have some clarification on what all these line items are. Okay,
That's good.
let's see. I think where are we starting?
I'm 161.
161. Okay, here we go. 161. Here we are. Okay. Take it away.
All right. Good to be here. Thank you for having me. Town clerk 161. The salary is the clerk's salary, which you can see is down from last year when Jen was in the position. The wages is the assistant town clerk. My new assistant town clerk will be starting on Monday, December 22nd. And just to keep everybody on their toes, her name is Jody Zinna, Zinna. So we'll have a Zena and a Zinna in the office. And that is what her salary will be for FY 27. That has gone down a little bit since last year with the staffing change. The software support is the line item for the E-code supplements and our online bylaws portion, the annual incorporation of those bylaws to our website. The amount based is on the amount of bylaws that are passed at town meeting. So not really sure, you know, I kind of went off of where we've been the last couple of years. That I think last year was a little bit bigger than the year before. So we should, it's based off of how many bylaws need to be updated to the website. And then the web services is the hosting of those bylaws on our website, which we pay every year. The supplies is a breakdown of $750 for the dog tags, as well as general office supplies with the remaining. Right now, I think we're probably projected for about 1,200 dogs in town this year. So that number kind of keeps creeping up every year. And the dues are memberships for the Mass Town Clerks Association, as well as the Worcester Town Clerk Association for myself and the Assistant Town Clerk, followed by meetings. We do attend a few conferences each year to keep up education, networking with other town clerks within the state and the area.
Okay, great. Thank you. Does anyone have questions for Kristen on the town clerk budget section?
Kristen, I think I know the answer. Hi, welcome, by the way.
Hi, thank you.
I think I know the answer, but the revenue that comes in from the dog tag fees, do they go into the rotating fund for the whole town, or do they go straight to your town
They
clerk?
do not go to clerk budgets. They must go into the town. I would have to find out exactly which account that goes to.
Okay.
And licensing and fees from the town clerk operation. Yeah.
Okay. And you feel that the revenue that comes in, the fees that come in, licensing covers the supply costs?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Right. Anyone else? If not, is there a motion to approve the town clerk budget for $100,952?
I move we approve the town clerk budget for $100,952.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay, great. All right, Kristen, next up, elections.
Elections. The elections budget is based off of the number of state and local elections we have each year. This past year was light. We didn't have any bigger elections. For FY27, we will be having a state primary in September, as well as a state election in November, plus the regular town election the following May. So the numbers have gone up from what they were last year. We were very light this year. Basing it off of what we did during the year before when we had the presidential election, with the budgeting and the costs for that. The wages are for the poll workers and the constables. And I know Jen always like to point out, I would like to point out as well, we were able to keep that number on the low side because the generosity of our poll workers who donate their time during elections, and we thank them for their help every year in helping us with that. Purchase of services is the coding of the election cards that we need to run the machines for the election, both the ballot machine where you put your ballot in when you leave the election, as well as the 88 compliant machine that we have to have at all elections. We do have to pay to have a code card made for that. Again, supplies, general supplies, such as tape for the machines to get the counts at the end of the night, as well as the poll pads when you check in and check out at the elections.
Okay. Great.
Kristen, who pays for the machines themselves? Is that us or the state?
The machines have been paid for.
Oh.
They are not, we have them, we store them at town hall. So they were probably paid for years, a bit ago. They're fairly new. I want to say maybe since 2020. But what we pay for is just the cards that come in, and what we do is I send them once the ballot's been created and who's on the race. I send them all that information, and then it's able to read the ballot when it goes to the machine and print out a tape at the end of the night with all the counts.
Got it. Do you expect any need to buy new machines in the near future, couple years?
No, I hope not.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Any other questions for Kristen? If not, is there a motion to approve the elections budget for $9,798?
I move we approve the elections budget for $9,798.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. Okay, and finally, street listings registrars.
Street listings registrar budget is our census budget. So the wages is a $200 stipend that goes to the assistant town clerk for all of the processing of those census and the changes that come with those. The purchase of services is for the vendor to do all of the customizations that we need on our census form. We change things like town meeting date and the town caucus date. They also do the inserts, which are the dog license renewals, and the slip of paper asking residents to consider contributing to the senior fuel assistance. With a reduced postage rate, they send those out for us. They should be going out in the mail within the next, about the next month. I think mid-January was the target date for that. And then the supply line for this is just follow up. We have a lot of we have some mailings that go out after the census forms come in to clarify if a voter has, resident has moved and we need to capture their signature. So there's just some general supplies that, that need to go along with that.
Okay. Questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the street listings budget for $3,550?
I move we approve the street listing budget for $3,550.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm also an aye. All right. That's it, Kristen. Thanks
That's it.
very much.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night, everyone.
Right, you too.
Take care.
Okay, and finally, we are up to our fire chief. Chief Jeff Legendre is here. Chief
Good evening.
Legendre, thank you for joining.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, let's scroll down here. All right, here we go. You've been through this many times as well.
This will be the 7th.
All right.
Okay, so starting off at 5101 through 5120 wages. Any increases in there have been contractual. The past 2 budget cycles, we've been in contract negotiations. This is the first year in about 3 to 4 that I've actually had numbers that I could give you reliable. The union is in the last year of their contract. So this is reflective of the current changes in the contract that is signed through June 30th of 2027. Same with the wages, permanent firefighters, cadet program. The year 1 program has gone to an outside agency to teach that program. So that's the reflection of the increase in that line item. Moving to expenses. Again, everything in here is reflective of any increases are reflective of contract increases in uniforms. Operating supplies went up a little, $2,000. We've seen an increase in medical supplies. So the operating supplies are medical supplies for restocking the ambulance. Purchase and service. I'll start right from the beginning. My apologies. Purchase service would be hose testing, pump testing, pump maintenance, the breathing air, quarterly testing, annual testing on the machine, and maintenance on the machine. ALS services, if we are not at the paramedic level or there is a second call, that can is going to remain the same. At the 4,000, we would have to pay an outside ambulance to come in and provide those services. Coastal billing, our medical without change, electric without change. Repairs just went up a little bit due to some of the increases with the apparatus. Repairs, training will remain the same. That's for all our outside training. Most of that's done in-house, but we do have outside that we have to bring in for advanced training. Supplies, all station supplies, cleaning supplies, that's under the supply line. Gasoline, diesel, automotive for inspection stickers, tires, wipers, little maintenance items for the vehicles. Uniforms went up. It's contractual increase for members of the department. Dues and memberships, that's our membership to Worcester CMed, that when we call into the hospital, there is a service for that. Our District 8, Fire District 8 membership is in there. The Fire Chiefs Committee is in there. That services myself, the Deputy Fire Chief. Fire ponds without any change in that one. Recognition without any change, and equipment without any change this year. And that is, we have the budgets.
Okay. Thanks, Chief Legendre, for running through that. So I have a couple of initial questions. I want to head back up to the wages. So there's a 20% increase in the, I think that's your deputy, right? From 84 to 101. Is that all contractual? Is that the new
That is
rate?
all contractual. Everything was, we were out of contract and we did not know what the negotiation was the past 2 budget cycles.
Yeah.
So this is reflective of now we have the number for the last year of their contract. So I'm giving you the step and step increase and that the employee is due, and that is with the stipends and the base.
Okay, so there are stipends, there's a stipend included in there.
There are a few stipends, correct. There is
I see.
Fire Inspector 1, Fire Inspector 2. They're reflective in the salary tab, or all the stipends that are available for the employee.
Okay. So I have sort of a general question for you, like beyond the numbers in here, and just because I'm a little ignorant of how all this works, but you have on-call firefighters. I think you have part-time firefighters or EMTs. When there is a call, how does that work? Do you have designated people who are set to respond on a given week, for example, or is it whoever's available at the time shows up? How do you?
Now, it would depend on the call. Is it a fire call or is it an ambulance call? If it isn't an ambulance call in the evening, we have the per diem paramedic that is on 24 hours a day. We have a per diem EMT that comes in at 7 p.m. at night. If there is a call to backfill the station, contractually, there is a group of 4 that are eligible for that week to come back. If it is a fire call, that is an all call. That is everybody who is available in the department.
Okay. All right. So yeah, anytime there's a fire, whoever can get there gets there.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. I would imagine it makes it challenging for you to kind of assess, how many hours folks are going to be working, because you never know from.
I tried to take an average and averaging it per month, even down sometimes per week, historically, and try to come up with that number. The only sets that I can really go to are training, because those are set per person for the year. Other than that, yes, you're correct. The calls, I have to do my best educated statistical data.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't envy you the challenge, because I would imagine it's very difficult to sort it out. So how do you, I understand there's a, you have a rate for each designated job position and so you have a rate, you know how many, for example, part-time EMTs you have, how do you assess the number of hours? Like, where does that come from?
Comes from number of calls that everybody was eligible for, cumulative hours, and then tried to break it down further. How many EMTs, because right now there are, I think 6 categories, firefighter only, EMT only, firefighter EMT, lieutenant only, captain only, lieutenant EMT, captain EMT, and I believe that's it. So trying to break down almost go into the individual, how many hours they did the year before and the year before that.
Yeah.
To try to break down.
Okay. On the salary worksheet that you fill out when you generate the budget,
Yes.
I looked through it and you have all of the rates on there, but it doesn't have numbers or hours, so it's a little tough to tell how we got to the 351,052 number. Not that I would disagree with it at all. It seems consistent with what we spent in the past. It's just hard to know how we predicted that number.
Again, I go into our software for calls, and get the number of hours per personnel per category and try to do it that way.
Yeah. Would it be overly burdensome to ask you to put that into the salary worksheet? The, numbers of people, estimated hours, and the rate?
I can do that.
I think that would be consistent with what we've seen in a lot of others.
Okay.
I would find that very helpful. I don't know how others feel, but it would. I think it'd be very valuable. Other questions for Chief Legendre?
Curious, Chief, how you deal with the inspections? I know you guys inspect every house transfer and sale for smoke alarms and things like that. I haven't seen anything ever broken out here. I assume it's just not enough to pull apart.
But financially, we've eliminated that line. That was
Right.
$750 dedicated after hours. The inspections are taken care of by the on-duty staff at this time.
Okay. And another question on the fire ponds. I recall we had about 20K last year for that. Were you able to do the cleanup of the fire ponds you wanted to last year, or is this more fire ponds that you're doing?
This is more ponds. It's consistently trying to go around, look at the pipes to make sure they're up. Did they get hit during the winter? Did they get broken? Do I have to have them vacked because of the sludge and mud that it getting into the piping? So it's been used for that consistently.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, I've got a quick question. So all the new building on Main Street, I can't remember the development name, Alta.
Alta,
Yeah. Does that, because there's so much new building occupancy over there, does that increase your expenses at all? Do your expenses sort of scale with new buildings and more units and more dwellings?
Yes, it's most likely going to, we're looking at capacity. I expect it to be a 10% population increase, which is going to somewhat. I'm not sure of the exact percentage right now. Increase obviously our call volume, which is going to increase demand of callback, and it'll increase it in that manner. So far, it's increased it because we've had to dedicate an inspector up there on finals, on rough inspections for sprinkler, for fire alarm, for signage, any number of projects that have gone on. Same with the current high school. So we've had to bring in extra people to make sure we have somebody on the street doing calls and somebody maintaining the inspections.
Got it. So it's actually just a question: is your budget enough to cover? I think it's 229 units of additional families, or could be families. I don't know.
I would say that there's going to be, studios to 1 bedrooms to all the way up to 3 bedrooms. Yeah, it's going to impact it. I think we do need to have the conversation, as the call volume increases. We're up over 1,400 calls at this point for this year. What is that impact going to be with that and the continuing building in the community? I think we're going to have the serious conversation of adding full-time staff, because the call department continually goes down with membership as more people are working out of the community. We're relying heavily on per diems right now, and it's working. But how long is that going to work? I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Good. As long as I think the prudent thing would be just have you think about it, and if it's built into your budget, then I'm good.
Chief, I got one more quick question for you. The uniform line that I think that's contractual as well. Is that correct? There's a certain allocation for each person.
That is correct. It went up by $250 per person.
Okay. Does anyone else have questions for Chief Legendre? So, Chief Legendre has agreed to provide a little more detail on the firefighters' wages line in the salary spreadsheet, the salary worksheet. Although I don't doubt that the number is going to change. So I'm comfortable voting on it as is. If anyone disagrees, please let me know. No? Okay. If everyone is good, is there a motion to approve the fire EMS budget for $813,632?
I move we approve the fire and EMS budget for $813,632.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Craig.
Aye.
Don.
Aye.
Hannah.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Greg.
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. Excellent. And Chief, one other thing, I think you have a capital request in this year. We're not voting on it today, but maybe you could just describe it a little bit so we have some background when it does come time.
Absolutely. So this is a replacement of the Jaws of Life for the rescue truck. Unfortunately, we use them quite a bit in the community. We've maintained them, annual PMs. Our vendor said they're coming to the end of their life because of the use, not misuse, but the use and the number they get. So we're looking to replace the rescue spreaders, cutters, and a ram. We were fortunate enough to get a grant for the rescue struts and airbags, so that increased the long-term that we asked for. It actually been decreased because we were able to get grant for that equipment. So the remaining is just for the 3 tools that I described.
Okay. And how much is the remaining amount? Yeah.
I've moved it to 50. I think it's going to be a little less than that, but I would
Okay.
like to stay at 50 to make sure that we can get all the batteries and chargers and everything we need to make it fully function.
Okay, great. Thank you. Does anyone have questions? No. Okay, Chief Legendre, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Okay, I think that's it for our budget items to review on the agenda. Does anyone have anything else?
I have a question on how we're doing this in the sense of last year. I believe, Marie, you worked with people, and when we saw their budgets, the wages, salaries and wages lines were kind of already approved. It sounds like that's not the case this year. Is that correct?
I mean, in terms of the COLA or in terms of hours right now, I am speaking with a select board member tomorrow regarding a COLA for the other departments. I'm sort of ahead of your schedule reviewing and approving. So
Okay.
what you see will have gone by me or has gone by me.
Okay.
Hey, Bob. I've been starting to collect meeting minutes. I've got two more or less done. One, I got to look at the video recording when I missed last week. When's a good time for me to start bringing those in?
So you can feel free to blast them out to the committee whenever you're ready, whenever you're done with them. And whichever ones you send out, we'll just take them up at the next advisory meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. I'll start doing that.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think this is it for 2025. We're going to take a break for a couple weeks. And then we will come back on January 6th. And that will be our next meeting where we'll review a bunch more things, and I'll send out an email prior to that with all the details. Okay, unless anyone has anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Sorry, Craig. Didn't mean to cut you off.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New
Happy
Year.
holidays.
Happy
Yeah.
holidays.
Holidays, everyone.
See you in
Take care.
2026. Thank you.